Okay, so let's start. Thank you for being here today with me. You are one of the first guests on my series of interviews dedicated to young entrepreneurs, people who own small businesses. Their main idea is to help people grow their business and to talk about this topic. So, first of all, please, maybe let's introduce us to yourself and tell us what do you do, what is a fresh start.
Thank you, man. Thank you for inviting me. I'm the host of my own podcast, AfreshSheenStart, located primarily in a tri-state Philadelphia area. But my podcast is not just about Philadelphia. It's all about small ownership, entrepreneurship, um, just promoting people, promoting friends, family, and like-minded people that want to start their own business. And I also talk about pop culture too when I feel like it, just my opinions, because people ask me about certain topics and certain opinions, and I just like to give my opinion. And it's basically what a fresh scene start is: give somebody an opportunity that they normally wouldn't get, or small time business that they normally wouldn't get from a big podcast or big social media. So I'm building with my audience basically.
Okay, that sounds very good. Please tell me how long have you started the podcast?
Well, May 20 May 23rd is my official year. So I made a lot of progression, but it's been my year anniversary, and I'm just starting off. I'm still learning. I'm still in the beginning stages, but the future looking bright, and I'm liking the results so far.
Okay, please tell me what are the next steps for a fresh start? Are you planning to develop another social media accounts like YouTube or something? Where can we find you right now?
Right now, you can find me on Anchor. Anchor.com is my home host of my podcast. Anchor, you can find, just put Fresh Scene Start. You can find me there. And social media, Instagram and Snapchat. I'm on right now, but my future for Fresh Scene Start is definitely YouTube. Start my own YouTube channel. I really want to start my own network, like a Fresh Scene Starts, like the umbrella. But I want other podcasters, like other people that want to start their podcast. I want them under me. If I can help like production ideas and stuff like that. So I want to start my own company, like network, Fresh Scene Start Network, and I have other podcasters that I'm going to provide.
Yeah, that sounds like a brilliant idea. I've seen so many great podcasts growing right now. For example, the perfect example of growing podcast is like Joe Rogan podcast. I don't know if
Yes,
you
I
heard
love him.
about that.
Yeah,
I think you may be inspiring from that, and I think that's a brilliant
definitely,
idea.
definitely.
Yeah,
He's
and
definitely one of my favorite podcasters to listen to.
yeah, I am watching him as well, and he's really great. And I hope
Yeah,
that someday a Fresh Start will be as big as Joe Rogan's podcast. But first, please tell
appreciate that.
me your opinion about what is the most difficult in owning small business and growing it from the beginning, from scratch.
Well, in my experience, I can't speak for everybody's experience, but my experience starting my podcast is the hardest thing I'll say is consistency. Just being consistent with your product, your whatever you're doing. If you're selling something, that's in media, that's in foods, whatever food service, whatever you're trying to sell. It's just consistency. Like always be on time, always be a man of your word. It's so hard. It's hard to get discouraged, especially when you first starting off, because people want to see instant results, and sometimes you just got to be consistent and put the time in. And that's what I'm learning right now. I went through my hard stages. Like I wanted to give up because I didn't get the results I wanted in the beginning. But as I kept going, and now I'm getting a lot more better results, and I appreciate it. And it's an honor for real.
Yeah, I got you. I totally understand what you say because I've been hearing this from so many small business owners nowadays. The most difficult things like that everything is on you, everything from the legal stuff,
Yep.
promotion, work, social media, everything is on one person, and this
Yeah, you
is
got
why it's very difficult to grow and uh, to catch up all these big players in the game. and yeah, I know that. So my question is also, how do you cooperate with other small business owners? Because I've seen that you've been promoting others for a while, and I think that it's a great idea to start by
Hmm.
cooperating with other small business owners. And what do you think about this? Do you cooperate with many of them or just friends?
Um, some of them, it started off with friends. When I first started the idea, it was going to be my friends because they was going to be the first people I wanted to interview and sit down and talk and pick their brain. But as I picked up steam, I got strangers, I got people DM me. And it's like a win-win situation because when they do an interview, when they do type of promotion on my podcast, they promote it on their social media. I promote it on my social media, and I get new fans, and they get new customers coming to whatever they try to sell or try to do. So it's a win-win. And sometimes the big companies or big time people, they just don't give us the time of day until I get to that level. Or keep working with small companies. And I think even if I do get big one day, I'll still want to work with small companies. I get something out of it. I like to see people from the beginning and see them grow.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
joy.
This is the brilliant thing that cooperating with the owner of the business, the people who
Yeah,
puts his heart into this thing,
yeah.
and not with a big corporation which has hundreds of employees. Yeah, that's amazing thing. And please tell me, how much time do you spend on a fresh start per week? Because I guess at the beginning it might be just something on as a part of your work. So how many hours do you spend on it, average?
Well, average, I'll say at least 4 to 6 hours a week. Cause when I first started, I was just winging it, like just off the head. But as I got better and I got more comments and more feedback from my listeners, and I start to do more research now. So any topic that I do want to talk about, I like to do research on it. I like to write down a script or like at least little notes if I won't just get off topic so easily or stay on point. So I'll say at least like because I still work my regular 9 to 5 while I'm doing my podcast. So between them times, my free time, I like to do a lot of research and a lot of note taking and just talk to different people and get a lot of different opinions before I speak on anything.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, this is very popular idea that the primary job is the fuel to the business, which is growing on the side, and then this business might grow into something great. And yeah, I saw that you also have accounts on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. It really impressed me because you're available on very popular streaming services.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you about types of social media that you personally recommend for all those small business owners. For example, what do you think? Which social media are the most important to be on right now? Do you think like it's Instagram, Facebook, or maybe some other like maybe more unique social media like LinkedIn or Pinterest? What would you say about that?
Pinterest is a good one. LinkedIn, I think LinkedIn is a good one. Skillshare, Skillshare is another website people should be on. Like if you need help writing scripts or if you need help with anything, you find people that know how to do the job, and that's the whole point of the app is to find people that do stuff that you can't do, and you could pay them or you could work together. But YouTube is definitely the future. Do YouTube, I feel as though anybody that's in social media or try to sell anything, you should have some type of YouTube channel, LinkedIn, and definitely Instagram. Instagram is still big right now. Facebook is here and there, it's hit and miss. It's like more like family thing. I look at Facebook like more like a family thing, but business you should have a Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and definitely a YouTube account.
Yeah, that's right. I think you're totally right. YouTube is the future because this is the most influential platform, and it's all about trust in business. Because if
Yeah.
people trust you, they can work with you. If somebody doesn't trust you, you can do much. And on YouTube, people can see you. They can see you personally, so they have 100% trust that they can work with you. Yeah. Have you? What do you think about that?
mean, I love YouTube. I love the reach of it. Like you can reach so many different people. Like I watch YouTube channels from people across the world that I would never like meet or connect it any other way besides YouTube. And you really get to see people personalities. Your personality get to shine through on the camera. And there's so many there's so many channels, and it's never to get discouraged because a lot of people say it's too late to get on YouTube. Everybody doing it. No, it's your personality is going to stand out and to help you sell whatever you try to sell or move whatever you try to move. So I love
Yeah.
YouTube. It's the future.
Especially now when the pandemic hit so hard and everybody is
Exactly.
moving into internet, into social media, and right now is a very unique time to go on to this and to start creating your content. That's why I
Yep.
think it's a brilliant idea, and it's an amazing opportunity to work with to get people from around the world. One interview can change your business totally if you get it
Exactly.
right, if you speak to the right person, if you show yourself. And I also wanted to ask you, how did your company go through pandemic? Have you seen some major impact, maybe growth or decline?
I think growth. I've seen a lot of growth through the pandemic because a lot of people, more people was at home. So it was easier to get in touch with more people. Everybody wasn't running around working and doing. Everybody was like still for everybody was still for a second, like because usually before the pandemic, everybody hustling and bustling and moving. Nobody's home. It's hard to get in touch with people.
Yeah,
So now it's easier to get video contact with people. Is easier to and then a lot of people started their own business during the pandemic. A lot more business popped up during the pandemic, like small businesses. A lot of people took it upon themselves because they got fired from their job or out of work or they couldn't work. So they started a business at home, and they gave me an opportunity to work with them. And everybody love podcasts right now. Like podcasts is the future also, and I recommend anybody that like to talk or like to get their personality out there to start their own podcasts.
yeah, I agree with you. Podcast is amazing invention where people can listen to it in their free time, even in the bus, in the car, waiting for something, and get some valuable knowledge and
Yep.
inspiration, interesting stories and stuff like that. Yeah. I also wanted to ask, how is the situation right now in your area in Philadelphia? Is it getting better? The pandemic, stuff like that. Are businesses opened, or still?
No, it's picking up. I believe June 23rd, in the middle of June, we'll be pretty much 100% capacity on all
Mhm.
stores. Like I know the where a sport team's playing, they're going to be open 100% capacity. So a lot of jobs are opening back up. It's pretty much getting back to normal. It's slowly, but it's getting back to normal. I could see definitely by the end of the year, it'll feel normal again.
Yeah, this is fantastic. And the best thing for us, for the people who are in the internet, is that these behaviors will always remain in the society, and people will always remember about social media. So I think that social media, podcasts, YouTube will always grow and grow, especially thanks to the pandemic.
Yeah,
And yeah, so this is now the key thing to be available in the internet. And I wanted
I
to
agree.
ask you, what do you think? Was it worth it, in your opinion, to set up a website, to set up a business email, to be more professional present in social media right now? Are you happy because you made this decision?
Yes, completely. It made a big difference. Like people took me more serious. Because of course I could get my friends and my family members to come on and talk to me, but it's the other strangers that people that just a casual listener. It brought more eyes to it. They believed in my product more. Um, and they also asked me to do promotion and asked me for where do I get my promotion at and who does my website. My website brings in a lot more eyes and for my merch. So it definitely, thank you. It definitely helps for all that money wise and just to bring views to my podcast.
Yeah, yeah. You mentioned about your merchandise. I wanted to ask you, are you happy because you launched the merchandise? Uh, are you satisfied with this, and are you planning to develop it more in the future?
Yes, I'm definitely happy. Everybody loves it. I was surprised at how many people loved it and supported me, and I've just been giving thanks to you and your company. It been I've been getting a lot more eyes and views, and people just been coming to me like, oh, I love your shirt. Where can I find your podcast? So it's like I'm a walking advertisement. And then and people just strangers, like it's not just family and friends. People just love the professional look of it. They love the style of it, and no thanks to you, man. It definitely helped my development.
Yeah, I'm so happy that you're satisfied with it. And well, I remember a while ago I decided to offer you setting up a merchandise store because I think it's an amazing opportunity to enable small business owners to gain more support, more money, more to grow more. It's something very unique and special because nowadays website and social media is a norm, total norm, and creating your own accessories, merchandise, apparel is something unique. You can really make great impression and
Yep,
make your own money because in the business, money is the key thing to develop,
exactly.
especially on the very early phase. And I also wanted to ask you, what do you think about? But it's also very difficult because it might be a trap for some if too many people try to set up their own merchandise. It needs to be very great. It needs to be professional. And I
I
wanted
agree.
to ask you, what do you think? What makes your merchandise, and what should make every merchandise store unique in the brand?
I'll say put your uniqueness on it, put your style, put your personality on it, and it should also reflect your what type of business that you're selling. Like mine's is real simple, fresh and start. They like they like the design, they like the layer of it, the brick. And it just give it because mine's is a small podcast, so it give me a street vibe. Like I'm in the streets, I'm on the ground with the people, I'm talking to the people. So it give me that feel, and that's what my podcast is about. So my merch really reflects my podcast, and it helps sells it too. Like if I'm selling something I had nothing that I'm not talking about, or nothing that don't reflect my podcast, it wouldn't even sell, it wouldn't make sense. So it definitely the merch had to reflect your product, and it definitely help add money to the product. Like for me, it helps bring more money to my podcast, so I could add more equipment, more better cameras, better lightings. So all that stuff helps the business. Period. It helps. It's a win-win.
Yeah, that's right. You're totally right. And what do you think about the opportunities to promote your podcast? What would you personally go with? Would you invest into uh, social media advertisement, like more on the Facebook or Google side, or do you think that advertisement with some influencers is better? What do you say? Because I personally have seen that uh, people buy advertisement from Facebook, from Instagram, from YouTube. They
Mm-hmm.
pay a lot, and this money is wasted because they don't do this effectively. And these ads are very unique type of advertisement because you have to put a lot of money in the long term, and
Mm-hmm.
still nobody might look up for your business on internet. So, what would you pick? Rather go with influencers or with advertisement from big companies?
Um, you definitely have to spend money to make money. So I'll say a little bit of both to be on the safe side. Uh, um, Influencers are big because social media is the future, is the world that we live in right now. And them people that got a lot of pull on social media. They get influencers. Like even for me as a small time, I feel as I'm a small time influencer. Like I have people that got their business, small business, they come to me for promotion and I help them. And for me, I'll go to a bigger influencer, somebody that's bigger than me and more followers, and that bring their followers and the views to me. And also the Facebook promotion runs. It's a pros and cons to it, but I believe you still should do it because just consistently put more money into the ads because it brings just different eyes to it that you would never get off of certain influencers. So it's like I would try to split between both, but I'd rather go with the influencers because of social media. But I can see the pros of doing a Facebook ad, Instagram ad. The more money you put in there, the better reach you'll get. So I'll
Yeah,
definitely
that's
would do
right.
both.
I think the great opportunity is to promote yourself for free because if you
Yep,
post regularly, as you
yep,
said, being consistent is a key. And if you do this consistently, Instagram will promote you with the algorithm on their own. So people don't have to pay.
true,
You can
true.
get promoted for free if you're really good at what you do. So yeah, and I also wanted to speak with you about this consistency we've been speaking about a while ago. Um, what do you do to uh, post and to record podcasts consistently? Do you use some tools uh, from Facebook, so you can do you do all podcasts at one day, or maybe do you spend 1 hour a week every Sunday or something like that? What do you do to make it very regular?
I like the I'm trying to be more consistent. Like I'm not the best consistent. I'm still getting better, so I'm not perfect. But every week I try to at least put 4 hours in. I try to see the trending topic, whatever's getting talked about across the world. Usually I want to at least touch upon it in my podcast. And I like to check the daily news and see what's going on in my city, in my area, to find out any events that's going on that I should be talking about. Um, and I just like to write stuff down and go over it and pre-record. I like to take one day, just record, but I don't save it. It's like a rough draft. So I do a lot of research. I write, then I do my rough draft. And these all between the days, me working too, and I work overnight, so it's kind of, I be tired too, so it'd be hard, but I'll be trying to just multitask. And after I do most of my rough draft, I try to go over it again and save it and then and publish it on a later date. If I could just sit on it for a little bit, I don't like to push nothing out quickly, too fast, and I regret it. So I like to sit on it, make a rough draft, sit on it, and then I post it. So I say like 4 or 5 hours. I at least try to do it in the beginning of the week to get my research and my writing down, and by the weekend I can at least start producing a new podcast.
Yeah, that's the point. What you said about writing it down, I think personally that it's a really good idea because we are only humans and nobody can work relentlessly.
Mhm.
So you need to sometimes take a break, and you might forget about your ideas. And writing it down is a really good practice, especially now during this time when there's a pandemic, and also while developing a business, because um, you have to be your own boss, you have to be your own worker, you have to be your own
Yeah,
accountant, you have to be your own social media marketer, and
yeah, it's hard.
sometimes it's really difficult to do this together. And
Yeah.
yeah, when it comes to the development of small business, I have personally noticed that uh, my productivity is always great if everything is uh, our goals are set.
Yeah. I'm a big believer in that. I always write down my goals. Even before I started my podcast, I always been a big believer. If you see it, then you could achieve it. Like some people just keep it like a head check, like I'm gonna keep it in my memory bank, but it's not. And then it's just life, and then you get distracted, and then it just leave your head, and you forget exactly how you wanted it. So if you write, even like a whiteboard, just write
Yeah,
ideas, little ideas down here and there, and I come back to it. I like to I like to really sit on things and like to plot it out. It's good to
Yeah.
strategize.
I also wanted to ask you about the form of your podcast because I've seen that you do this in seasons, right? You had
Mhm.
season one,
Yeah.
then season two, and I wanted to ask you where are you currently at, and what are your plans for the next seasons? What will be the main topic, guests, and stuff like that?
I usually I go by the season by 10 episodes. Every 10 episodes I try to do something, reinvent something, do something fresh, something new. So right now I'm on season 2. I'm about to end season 2 and I'm on episode 19 or 18. So I'm about to end season 2 and in season 3 I'm just want to go strictly to YouTube. I want to stay on everything I'm on Spotify, anything anywhere you can find a podcast. I'm still gonna be on there, but definitely season 3 is definitely gonna be all about YouTube and getting a YouTube channel and monetizing that.
Yeah, and yeah, I think YouTube is the key to grow your podcast, and it's a really great idea. I personally had some practice on YouTube, and one advice I can give you is to be really consistent because even if at the beginning the views are very low, in time it might grow because
Mhm.
if YouTube sees that you're consistent, the algorithm will notice that, and in time these videos that have 5 to 10 views now might have 100 or 200 views in few weeks or years. This
That's
is
true.
good practice, I think, and that's the key to develop a YouTube account, to never give up and be very consistent. And what will be the main topic of YouTube? Will it be similar to podcasts, or are you planning to add something? Um,
It's gonna be similar to the podcast, but I definitely want to add more pop culture. I really want to talk about just like anything that's going on in the world, movies, hip hop, music, um, social drama, anything that's. I really want to just give my opinion on different topics. I don't want to put myself on a box in YouTube. I really just want to be just like introducing Sheen, basically. Just I'm still going to be supporting and promoting small business and young entrepreneurs, and I'm still going to be monetizing it and trying to make money. But the whole thing is just seeing more of my personality, definitely seeing more of my face, and just get more in-depth interviews. It help with the promotion too for the people because you can see the person behind the interview and the face behind the who's talking. So it's just gonna bring in more views. So I'm ready.
yeah, that sounds like
Season
a
3
great
gonna be
idea.
awesome.
Yeah, soon I can't wait to see that. And what do you think about this challenge to create a great interview or podcast while being just online with someone, just on camera instead of being in person in reality? Do you think it's a problem or not such a big deal these days?
I think it's awesome. I think it's like now it's like me and you. We never could have connected years ago. Before then, we'd have had to do like a phone call or something like that. But now you could just be in the comfort of your own home and talk to somebody across the world and any city, any country. So it's like I love it. I think it's even better than before because now we just get more access to people, and I think it's just a plus. I don't see nothing, no downfall in it. I definitely want to be in touch. I like to be in person and connect with people, so that's always going to be a plus. But this is just add more value to the podcasting and media. Period.
Yeah, you mentioned about this opportunity to connect with people around the world. And what do you think about cooperating with people from foreign countries? Are you open to doing podcasts with people from different cultures, from different side of the world, or are you focusing on your local area?
No, I definitely I support my local area. Like I definitely want to put it on a pedestal, my local area. But I love talking to people. I'm just a people person. I like to talk to different people across the world, get their perspective, they ideas, pick their brain, how they think, and what's the difference between where I live at, where they live at. I think it's awesome because I think as humans, we all the same and we all should be connected and all should learn from each other. So it's stuff that I could teach them stuff they could teach me and stuff that I experienced that they never experienced. So it's stuff that we only can learn if we would have read in a book or anything. So now we get to see the actual person, talk to them, connect with them. I love it, and I want fans from all across the world. I don't want to just be known in my country or my state or my city. I want to be known everywhere. I want to be big as Joe Rogan one day. So I'm pretty sure everybody knows Joe Rogan. So
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, this is the thing I always appreciated in AfreshSheenStart and in you, that your personality is so amazing. So you have so much
appreciate
energy, and I think this is the key to develop successful podcast. Because look at Joe Rogan; he's uh, very energetic, very
it.
um, awe-inspiring person. Someone you can talk with for hours, and he never
Yeah,
runs out of energy. And I think this is the same as you and a fresh start. So
appreciate
I
it.
hope it will grow very fast. So for now,
Appreciate it.
where can we find you? On what social media? How can people watching this live check you out?
If you definitely want to follow me and support me, you can follow me on Instagram at AfreshSheenStart, and definitely follow me on Anchor. Like you can go on Anchor.com, put in Fresh Sheen Start, and that's where you could really support. Follow me. You could donate if you want to support the podcast. They could send donations there. But definitely Instagram and Snapchat, Fresh Sheen Start. Even Facebook. I'm on Facebook too, but Facebook is not too big in the promotion right now. But look forward to the YouTube Fresh Sheen Start. I'm gonna keep Fresh Sheen Start the name or everything so they can find me, make it easier. I don't like to switch it up, so you could just keep me under one umbrella. I'm gonna get a LinkedIn so I could just link everything so you could just find me. So, but definitely Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, Fresh Sheen Start.
Okay, so Rasheen, thank you for this interview. Thank you for your time.
Appreciate it, man.
I think it was a really great talk, and
Definitely,
I
definitely.
look forward to be working with you on some improvements or merchandise or social media. Let me know if you need any help someday. And everybody watching this live interview, check out A Fresh Start. Very great podcast,
Appreciate it, man.
Philadelphia-based podcast. So
Yep.
thank you once again, and good luck
Thank you. Thank
on
you.
season 3 on YouTube account setup, and good luck on the future of A Fresh Start.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you, man.
Okay, so thank you, and we're in touch. So take care. Bye
All
bye.
right, man. Take it easy.